We're moving on to the entertainment news quickly, and first up on the entertainment news, Billboard recognizes YBNL boss Olamide as one of 2025 Global Power Players. Multi-award winning rapper Olamide has been named by Billboard as one of the Global Power Players in 2025. The YBNL label boss was honored for his accomplishments in leading the company behind Nigerian superstars Asake and Fireboy, who both released new albums in 2024. Ashake's third album, Lungu Boy, has been named the biggest album in Nigeria in 2024 by Turntable Charts. Fireboy's fourth album, Ade Damola, has also earned praise as one of the most acclaimed projects of 2024. Speaking to Billboard, Olamide shared that YBNL has solidified its presence in the global scene while using collaborations as a springboard to connect with a bigger market, saying, YBNL Nation has made significant strides in expanding our global footprint and solidifying our presence in key international markets. Collaborations with international artists and producers have helped bridge the gap between Afrobeats and other genres, further establishing our label as a key player in the global music scene. Among the feats achieved by YBNL in 2024 is Ashake's sold-out O2 Arena concert, which made him the third Nigerian artist after Davido and Wizkid to sell out the venue multiple times. Olamide's recognition by Billboard as one of the global power players is a testament to his status as a successful label boss under whose leadership stars like Lil Kesh, Adekunle Gold, Asake, Fireboy, Young John and Fields gained mainstream success. The Billboard Global Power Players list highlights executives, artists and innovators whose work is shaping the worldwide music industry. Olamide's inclusion is a powerful recognition of not just his personal artistry but also his visionary role in Afrobeats' continued rise on the global stage.
Well deserved.
Yes. Yes.
Well done, Olamide. I've always said this, and I'm very glad that this is happening. They're recognizing him for all the works that he's done, because I actually had like a personal encounter with Olamide. I'd invited Olamide for a show before to come on my show. And so Olamide all of a sudden just brought Victor and Lil Kesh along with him. And then he was telling me that he would actually prefer them to have the interview. And then when they left, he was still sending me messages and was like, please, I don't want these guys to just be on the street doing nothing. I really want them to get to really do this music and do it well. And at that point too, he too was young. And so, you know, it took me, like, I was just like, for somebody to carry this responsibility, you know, it could have as well said to them that, you know, I have my own, you know, my own career to build and all of this. But as it was building his own, it was still bringing people alongside, and it was helping them, like it was carrying them along. Because, I mean, I'm saying this just to show that it wasn't as if, because we know that there are record labels that will just be there and, you know, the artists will just be fending for themselves. They'll just be under that umbrella, not that they are doing so much for them. But it was so involved personally. So I understand that. And I think that it's done so well, so well. And I think, I say it all the time, the reason we are in this world is not just to be your own, it's not just by yourself. So if they call you boss, they call you this, and there is no impact you have ever done in the life of your subordinates or anybody, then shame on you. I mean, we are here for a purpose. We are not an island, so you must be fulfilling a purpose in your life.
I mean, you're definitely right. I think Olamide has cracked the code to longevity, not just in the industry, but in life itself, because he now has put his name, imprinted his name in the sands of time. He's going to be there for a long time. I always term him as the Nigerian Jay-Z, because he sees the business side to the music and he's doing it and he's pushing other, I mean, you look at Jay-Z, Jay-Z is responsible for pushing out Rihanna, Beyonce, many of those people signed under Rock Nations, and he also now diversified into other businesses, sports and the rest. So, I mean, I love it for him. I'm happy that the world gets to recognize him, because it's not everybody that is going to win Grammy or do all that. But
I get it.
The world is beginning to recognize Olamide and his impact on Nigerian music and Africa as a whole. Definitely.
Well done. Congratulations once again, Olamide. All right. Chris Brown granted bail by London court American R&B star Chris Brown has been granted bail by a London court after being charged with grievous bodily harm in connection with an alleged unprovoked assault at a nightclub in 2023. The 36-year-old Grammy-winning artist was arrested in Suffolk last Thursday and held in custody until a bail hearing at Suffolk Crown Court. Though he was not present in court, the judge ruled that Chris be released on £5 million bail, comprising £4 million payable immediately and a further £1 million within 7 days. The charges stem from an alleged incident at Tape nightclub in Mayfair, where Chris Brown is accused of attacking a music producer with a tequila bottle during a night out. Prosecutors described it as an unprovoked attack. Though no plea has been entered, the courts emphasized stringent bail conditions. Chris Brown must reside at an address known to the court, surrender his passports if not actively touring, and not contact the alleged victim. He is also barred from returning to Tape nightclub and, applying for international travel documents outside of his tour itinerary. The decision allows the singer to proceed with his upcoming world tour, which kicks off on June the 8th in Amsterdam and includes arena dates in Manchester, London, Cardiff, Birmingham, and Glasgow. His next court appearance is scheduled for June the 20th between performances in Garfield and London. He will appear alongside co-defendant Omololu Akinlolu, also known as Hoodie Baby, a 30-year-old US citizen and musician. Chris Brown, known for chart-topping hits such as Run It, Loyal, and Under the Influence, has a long and often controversial history in the public eye. This latest legal development once again places the spotlight on the singer as he balances a global music career with serious legal allegations.
Oh well, I always say that, the universe doesn't give you problems that you cannot solve. Because imagine if they said, let me use OJ. OJ, £5 million. I don't want this.
Because when I was reading the pounds to me, I was like,
OJ will be there. We'll be there because we can't raise £5 million from where?
You get it. When I was reading the money, I was like,
That's a lot.
As if you read my mind. You actually read my mind.
That's a lot. But I mean, it's out. I mean,
and then I saw his tweet. Was his tweet? There was a message where he said, "From jail to stage."
I mean, it's for them. A lot of them, it's always bragging rights to overcome these obstacles.
But it's not. See, it is not even an obstacle that came upon you. You caused it.
You caused it.
I've said it so many times. I don't understand. Chris Brown is one person that he should just focus on his career and just be doing his thing. Let his name not be in any controversy whatsoever. Because what dude has gone through a lot caused by him or things that he brought upon himself.
You're right.
So I don't know, how can somebody be 36 years old and then you're still finding yourself in all of these things?
The world definitely knows that Chris Brown is a generational talent. It's a talent that comes once in every generation.
And so when you are a talent like that, you have to be troublesome.
No, like the status basically the status he would have gotten to by now would have been phenomenal. He would have been like an MJ level kind of status. But
I don't know about that MJ.
No, actually the conversation has been on for a
leave
long
MJ
time.
Out of it. Say that it would have been very big, but don't compare. Don't say that thing can annoy me.
Sorry. And you're wearing hard again. Sorry, MJ fan. But yeah, I mean, he would have definitely. I mean, he's doing well now, but we all know that without all the troubles he has been through,
would have really gone far.
He would have been much more than what he is now. But we hope he gets through this again. We'll be here to report to you the news. All right, let's move on the entertainment news. Next up, Megan Thee Stallion slams Tory Lanez and his legal team. American rapper Megan Thee Stallion has spoken out against ongoing harassment from Tory Lanez supporters, expressing frustration over continued denial and misinformation surrounding the 2020 shooting incident in which a jury found Lanez guilty. In a passionate post on TikTok, the Grammy-winning rapper questioned why she is still being forced to relieve the trauma of the shooting, calling out Tory Lanez and his fan base for perpetuating false narratives. She wrote, and I quote, "At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relieve being shot by Tory? And at what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day?" End quote. Meghan's message grew more intense as she slammed ongoing internet chatter attempting to cast doubt on her account of the shooting. She says, and I quote, "1 minute him or y'all said I was never shot. Now you're letting him play in your face again and say I was shot but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. I'm sick of this bleep. Leave me the F alone." She further emphasized that Tory Lanez never testified in his own defense during the trial, suggesting that his silence was a calculated move to avoid denying the shooting under oath. She says, and I quote, "He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me, and that was his choice because he knows he did that blip," she wrote. "Why in the F would me, Megan Thee Stallion, have to let on this MF about shooting me?" Responding to the renewed speculation, Megan wrote, and I quote, "Fact of facts, he did it. It was proven in court, blip, the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new blip evidence, y'all been saying the same blip for years." She ended her message with a direct plea to Tory Lanez, saying, and I quote, "Tory, please leave me alone, you blip, blip, blip demon." You would recall the incident took place in July 2020 when prosecutors said Tory Lanez shot Meghan in the foot during an altercation following a party in Los Angeles in December 2022. A jury found him guilty of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, negligent discharge of a firearm, and carrying a loaded unregistered firearm. He was then sentenced to 10 years in prison. Despite the conviction, Tory Lanez has maintained his innocence, and his legal team recently resurfaced claims that Meghan's former friend Kelsey Harris was the shooter. This follows Lanez's recent stabbing in prison, which has once again put the case in the public eye.
Anyway, OJ believes that it was Kelsey Harris that shot Megan Thee Stallion, not Tory Lanez. Even with all of this, I mean, this mouthful, Tory Lanez has been stabbed in the prison. So is there no form of empathy, or there shouldn't be any form of empathy or anything? Because, well, according to OJ again, OJ feels like it's a kind of, you know what, do this so that it can come out and all that. And so when nobody was actually batting any eyelid, so people had to actually write a petition and do some stuff so that the governor of the state can consider him, granting him bail or something, or is it pardon or something, like, because he's been stabbed. Or be freed.
So what I'm more bothered about the whole news is the English that Megan Thee Stallion was like. It felt like she was rapping, y'all gonna be, so I could hear her voice in my head.
In your head, right? And you were rapping along
and I was rapping along with it. But the thing is, you know, there's nobody now that's gonna come out. The story has become so big that nobody now is gonna come out and say, I lied. To be honest, they're gonna run with whatever lie, whoever is lying, Tory lying, Megan lying, whoever is lying, they're going to run with it.
But something is just shady in that group.
Something is definitely shady in it. Guess what? We'll probably not hear it. Maybe another 20 years.
Because
somebody will not come out and say, oh, I'm sorry, this was how it was.
This was what happened. And some people would have suffered for it. And some people's careers too would have suffered for it. Because according to OJ, if it was Megan Thee Stallion's friend who actually did that, and then Tory Lanez just felt, you know what, I'm just going to be that guy because, you know, we don't snitch here and I'm just going to cover up for the whole team. I think it's not looking very foolish on him.
It is. I mean, he's going through the most right now. He's battling in there, you know, battling for his life. He just got stabbed. We're hoping that the authorities, you know, they do the right thing and protect him because, I mean, he's a target in there at this moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back shortly after this timeout. Keep it locked. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Social View, so get ready to release the bad vibes with great laughter as we explore some of the most outrageous moments from the world of social media. So there's a Chakam challenge. You know, we checked this out before. We're going to check it out again. There's more Chakam. Do you know of the Chakam challenge, Onipot?
Yes, now.
All right, let's check it out.
I've even given my own Chakam.
You've given your own. Maybe your own is part of this one. Let's see.
Look at this.
All right, BC says on X, boy says, you are different, I swear. And then she says, me, Chakam, before I hear you girls are all the same.
You see?
It goes both ways, by the way. It goes both ways. It's later now, it's like you always, all men are the same. We are not all the same. We are not all the same. Yes, there's evidence. All right, let's check out this next one. Big Cap says on X, let me know when you need anything. Chakam. Before you say, I too dey beg.
Abio, now you talk more. And this one has actually happened to me in real life.
It has happened to everybody, especially all those our uncles. Let me know when you need something and then they will pick call again. Okay, Yemi Hassan says on X, he says, 5 days into talking stage. You are an amazing, sweet person, Chakam. Before I start here, I regret knowing you. Great.
Okay, I have my own Chakam Sha.
You're going to tell me. The Mumina says, I believe communication should always come first. Chakam, before you talk, say, I dey nag. This one says is real. Oh my. All right, let's check out the next one. Daddy Oyoyo says, wow, I love the veins on your hand. It's sexy. Chakam. No be say later you go ask me, why is there never food in your house? Why are you always fasting?
or why do you look wrinkled? Why do you look old?
So the sexiness now, food where you no chop now is sexy before. Okay, we're done. But honey pots, give us your own chakam.
My own chakam is that I like clingy girls. I like clingy girls. When you open your door at 2 a.m. and you find me outside your door, I don't want to hear, this girl is weird though.
No. Honeypot, there's difference between clinginess and witchcraft.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear.
There's difference between clinginess and witchcraft. Why are you out in front of my house at 2 a.m.?
I like my girls clingy. I like my girls clingy. You now open your door, you find me there at 2 a.m. You now say, why is this girl weird?
You know,
I don't want to hear.
There was actually a babe like that I stopped talking to because I told the babe I'm not available. She came. She was standing in front of the gate. Since that time I ran away. I was like, no, I can't do this. I don't have any chakam, I'm just a very,
I gave OJ to chakam. When they come, they give me different. I say, hey, you always be my baby. You always be my baby. Children's Day is around the corner. I don't want to hear, I'm not a child though. And I said, you give me drinks. They say no, not drinks, so just ice cream. I said, ice cream, popcorn, cake. He said, bouncy castle. I said, that's not the only thing. You have everything for me. I'm a child.
You got
I have a mother. Somebody gave birth to me.
No. You actually got it wrong because it's supposed to be the other way around.
Get out.
OJ is supposed to be the one telling you.
No, it wasn't OJ I was talking to. He now took it personal. And I said maybe he's the one person that is always saying that
because
to me.
OJ
That
is the one
you
that
always
celebrates.
be my baby.
OJ
because
is the one.
he just took it personal.
Because OJ is the one that celebrates Children's Day. Yes. All right, before they chase me out of here. It's a wrap on today's episode of Social View. We hope you had a good laugh and the show continues shortly. Before that,